Hi there everyone, I am back here with my horse tattoo again, and we are going to talk about the canter. So this is the 4th video in my rhythm series. We're specifically talking about canter, and I chose Tattoo to show you this because he is great at showing not only what the canter is supposed to look like, but what it's not supposed to look like, okay? So we're going to talk about the rhythm of the canter, what the horse's legs are doing, and then how it affects you as a rider and the things that you can do as a rider to help your horse stay in the canter and keep good rhythm in the canter. And then I'm just going to give you some tips on if I'll show you Tattoo's bad canter and give you some tips on how to improve the canter as you go along, okay? So as I mentioned, this is the 4th video in my rhythm series. If you haven't seen the other videos, please head over to my YouTube channel and find the playlist labeled rhythm, and you can find the first 3 videos there. All right, so I'm going to get Tattoo going. If you're ready to talk about canter, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me, and I'll get Tattoo trotting and then cantering, and we'll talk about the footfalls of the canter. So the canter is a 3-beated gait, or it's supposed to be a 3-beated gait. Some horses are a bit lazy in the canter, and you'll notice that they'll have 4 beats. So I'm going to actually turn Tattoo around to his better direction. So hopefully I can right away show you what the canter is supposed to look like. And then I can show you how he can get a little bit lazy and have a 4-beated canter instead of the 3 beats that we're looking for. So the footfalls we're looking for, when I ask him for canter, the very first beat of the canter is going to be the horse's outside hind leg. That's the leg that's going to push off the ground into the canter. Then the second beat of the canter is going to be his outside front and inside hind on the ground at the same time. And then the last beat of the canter is going to be his inside front, the lead leg that we like to call, is going to hit the ground all by itself, and the other 3 feet are going to be off the ground. And then after that moment, when Tattoo's lead leg is going to hit the ground, he should have a moment of suspension where all 4 feet are off the ground. Okay, so you're going to notice that when he's cantering in the outside hind, that first beat, the first leg is pushing off the ground. You're going to notice that Tattoo's body, his front end, is going to be a little bit elevated. The second beat of the canter, outside front, inside hind, are on the ground at the same time. You're going to see that he's in a nice horizontal position. And then the very last beat of the canter, when his lead leg, the inside front, is on the ground, you'll notice that he's a little bit downhill, that his shoulders are going to be a little bit lower than his hind leg. All right, so I'm just going to get Tattoo trotting, and then we'll do a little canter, and we'll just quietly canter around, and you can kind of watch how his feet are working as we go, okay? And hopefully he'll be a good boy and give me a good canter, and we will show you that moment of suspension. So just as I'm cantering around, notice that outside hind on the ground, outside front and inside hind on the ground at the same time. And then that lead leg, his left front leg, is on the ground all by itself. And you're going to notice how his body works in the canter, how the head comes up as the outside hind is on the ground. He's pretty horizontal on that second beat. And then the last beat, it's a little bit downhill. So I think that I need to get Tattoo going a little so we can display that moment of suspension. So you can give me a little bit more effort. So after that lead leg hits the ground, I'm getting that moment of him sort of jumping almost like I have a cavaletti pole every stride. He's got to get all 4 feet over it. Okay, I'm going to bring it down to trot. All right, so that's how his body works. You also want to notice that when I was cantering, what his head and neck were doing. It was moving. He had more movement in the canter in his head and neck than he did at the trot. So I'm going to go the other way, and we're going to talk about the rider and how the canter affects the rider and what you need to do in order to make cantering as easy as possible for your horse. So in our walk video, we talked about our arms being soft and elastic and following the swinging neck. And I encouraged you, just for schooling, to kind of exaggerate your movement with your arms and exaggerate the follow. And you can see with Tattoo, he really needs that because he doesn't always give the best walk in the world. But you want your arms to go forward and back in the walk, and that you have that elastic elbow that we were talking about, and you have those soft shoulders that we talked about in the walk video, that your arms can grow a little longer from nice shoulder joint. And we talked about a nice elastic elbow in the trot video. You want to think about soft elastic elbows all the time when you're riding. So when you canter, your arm movement at the canter is the same as at the walk, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and canter on Tattoo again. You're going to notice my arms following the movement of his neck in the canter. And the other thing I want you to notice is my position in each of the 3 beats when the horse's feet are on the ground. Okay, so when his outside hind is pushing off the ground and his head comes up a little, it's going to push my upper body a little bit forward. And then when his second beat, when his outside front and his inside hind are horizontal, are on the ground at the same time, and he's horizontal, I'm going to be sitting straight up and down. And then that last beat, when his lead leg is hitting the ground, you're going to notice that my shoulder is a little bit further back than where I started, okay? So it creates a little bit of a scoop, a little bit of a rocking motion that you want your body to follow. So we're keeping our pelvis nice and straight up and down, thinking about your sit bones plugging into your saddle, and just allowing your hips to be the shock absorber so that you can follow the motion of the canter. So again, we'll go over that all again as I'm cantering so you can see all of that. We'll get him trot. Come on, buddy. And then a canter. So first of all, I want you to notice that in this direction, Tattoo's canter is not as good. This is where you will notice sort of his 4-beated canter. He's not as strong in this direction, and he needs a little bit of encouragement. So I'm just going to get him going, see if we can get that jump. And I want you to notice my body now. When that outside hind leg is pushing off the ground, it brings my upper body forward a bit. The second beat, outside front, inside hind, are on the ground, my body's straight up and down. And when that lead leg is on the ground, I'm a little bit back. So when I'm a little bit back, when that lead leg is on the ground and I'm getting a 4-beat canter, that's when I'm going to push a little harder from my hip and use my leg. That's the moment I want to push to get that better canter, get that jump. So this canter should look a little bit better to you. Now that I've got him going better, I want you to look at my arms. And that my arms are following the motion of his neck. Come on. And then trot. So I know that's a lot. The canter is a little bit complicated gait to really break down and understand the footfalls and how it affects you, what you want to do. So take your time with that one. The very first video in my rhythm series has really great slow motion footage where you can really see everything that I just explained. And if you're feeling like you're really getting the hang of it and you'd like a little rhythm exercise for you to do, just like we did in the trot video, you can come up with, I can try to show you a nice little exercise that you can do to really just focus, keep yourself focused on your horse, on your body, and on your rhythm. And again, hopefully it will get you to relax and have a little bit of fun and be okay if you make a mistake. We all make mistakes. And these are just schooling exercises to improve your rhythm so that you can be a better riding partner for your horse. All right, so what I'm going to try to do, try to show you, is I'm just going to count out. I'm going to get 10 steps of trot and try 10 steps of canter and back 10 steps of trot and see if I can go back and forth like that. And just counting, keeping rhythm, having a little bit of fun, and making sure that I can go from one rhythm of the trot to the rhythm of the canter and keep good time with tattoo. So first I'm going to trot. We're going to think about the up, down, 1, 2, 1, 2 rhythm of the trot. So my body's bouncing kind of up and down. When I get to B, I'm going to ask him for canter and try 10 strides of canter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's just, you don't have to be perfect, but you just practice going back and forth from your canter to your trot, seeing if you can keep count, keep nice rhythm, and just have a little fun with that. And like I said, these rhythm exercises that you work on are really great ways to sort of, if you're not into meditating or anything and you think that that's hard, this is a great way to sort of actively meditate where you're using your physical body. You have something very specific to think about. And when you're thinking about rhythm, you're getting yourself to relax, you're getting your horse to relax. And we want to remember that relaxation is the second tier of our training scale. So get good at your rhythm, because with rhythm comes relaxation, and we can move right along up that training scale from there. So I hope you think that this video was helpful. If so, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, share with a friend, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.